The Maricopa Association of Governments touches many areas of our lives, from the roads we use, to the air we breathe, to working together to help our most vulnerable residents. MAG is there. But how did we get here? MAG was formed on April 12, 1967, making it 50 years MAG has been serving our region. But the MAG story starts even earlier. MAG was created in the wake of several events requiring regional cooperation. One significant event occurred in 1960, when Wilbur Smith and Associates completed the major street and highway plan for the Phoenix area.
That Wilbur Smith plan then pretty much served as the foundation for the later MAG plans.
Soon after the Wilbur Smith plan was complete, the Federal Aid Highway Act of 1962 was passed. It required regional transportation planning.
And it was the first time that essentially you have a federal edict. If you want federal money for highways, then you have to cooperate with the local officials.
The first regional effort was in 1965 and was known as the Valley Area Traffic and Transportation Study, or VATS. But it soon became clear a full-fledged regional agency was required, a task that fell to former MAG Secretary Jack Tobolski.
When they did that, they required us to set up a planning process. Or you can go two ways. You can turn it over to the bureaucrats and set up a planning structure that is out of the control of cities, or you can set up a structure that would be under the control of local government.
Local governments chose the latter. MAG was formed on April 12, 1967 by concurrent resolutions from its member agencies. The first meeting of the Regional Council was called to order at 7:30 p.m. The council elected Scottsdale Mayor Bud Timms as chair, who noted there were many areas of common interest and concern to Valley cities. But the new agency was viewed with extreme suspicion.
They didn't even trust the Maricopa Association of Governments to be formed unless it was part of the Municipal League, the League of Arizona Cities and Towns. So I was actually a League employee, and one of the founding principles of the League was that unit of government closest to the people needs to be in charge.
Some went so far as to call MAG a communist conspiracy. But as the director of the League, Tobolski had gained credibility. He assured members that MAG would not take the place of any local government. He began by setting up a management committee to ensure city and town managers also had a voice in MAG decisions.
We didn't create another level of government or another organization. We formed one out of the League, which made sense at the time.
With the structure of MAG in place, the work began. In 1968, the I-10 Papago Loop was accepted for the federal interstate system. But in what would become yet another test for MAG, the 17-mile, 8-lane Papago Freeway project faced extreme opposition, much of which came from the state's largest newspaper.
They just pounded editorially articles, and they wound up killing that freeway, putting us in a very controversial position.
In 1973, in what was called an advisory referendum, Phoenix voters rejected the freeway as designed. The New York Times called it a severe setback to city and state transportation planners and elected officials. That same year, the governor designated MAG as the Metropolitan Planning Organization for the Maricopa region. As the decade drew to a close, MAG began a major reevaluation of the transportation plan. Those efforts would bear fruit in MAG's second decade. In the meantime, there were many other achievements at MAG, including the development of plans for solid waste, water quality, and land use. MAG also coordinated criminal justice programs throughout the region. In 1974, Goodyear Mayor Charlie Salem is named MAG's second chair. MAG was officially designated in 1975 as the area-wide Water Quality Management Planning Agency. That same year, MAG conducted a study on regional growth management, which outlined a strategy for dealing with future development. MAG also began early efforts in the area of human services, including aging and health, and would soon create a Human Services Planning Office. And in the final year of the decade, the Clean Air Act amendments were passed. MAG's life was about to change.